Hi, my name is Karen Bradbury, and I am going to be presenting my research presentation. So, the purpose of my study was to explore HBECL students' perspectives about the education system and if it is failing our students with autism or any exceptionality. So, three key points that came from my research was children with autism in mainstream classrooms are being set up for failure. And in my opinion, this is true, as unless you are on the severe side of the spectrum, you normally don't get support, not in the school system. You might get some speech and language if you have concerns with your speech. You may get some occupational therapy. However, you do not get an educational research worker to sit with you and help you with your academics, which, even though a child is high functioning, still may require this extra support. And unfortunately, teachers in the room have 20 to 23 children, depending on what grade, and just don't have the time to support that child the way that child needs to be supported. And therefore sometimes the child is just sitting in the desk, and even though they're there and they're doing a great job listening and they're following transitions and they're following different routines, doesn't mean that they're getting the academic side of it, which is what we should, as educators, should be supporting, along with like their social aspects. So just trying to help the child get through their day and just learn. And yet we're putting them in mainstream classrooms, which I totally agree with, because inclusion is very important. But we should be giving them the support that they need, because if not, we're just failing them. Education lacks the resources and training of educators to ensure adequate support of students with autism. And of course, throughout my research, I actually learned that the educators that I interviewed, and of course the ones who participated in my survey, actually feel as though they're not trained or qualified. And one interviewee actually stated that they prefer if someone else looked after the children with exceptionalities, because they just don't feel like they are able to. They don't feel qualified or trained to do so, which is very concerning in our field. And it doesn't matter if you're in a childcare setting or a school setting, this needs to be addressed. And of course, early intervention was a big subject, as it shows positive outcomes for children with autism, especially later in their adult life. So we all know children's brains are sponges, especially until the age of 6, before the age of 6. And of course, we want to do everything that we can for all children, but especially for those with exceptionalities, to give them the tools they need to succeed, especially in the education field, or the education system, as they go through the different grades. And of course, next will be methods, findings, and describe, summarize, analyze the report research from the research. So my qualitative phone interviews, I conducted 3 interviews. I interviewed other early childhood educators in the HBECL program at Sheridan. The interviews were approximately 10 to 12 minutes long. The interviews consisted of 7 questions, which I created based on my topic. I transcribed the interviews word for word, and the information I collected was then analyzed by hand by a 3-step process. By me, of course. The preliminary exploratory analysis, which I made notes throughout all of my data. I coded it, and I actually used different colors, highlighting throughout the material what went together, and put it in different groups using different colors. And of course, I identified the themes throughout. My qualitative findings continued: interviews and literature review, How do these themes relate to themes from my literature review? So some consistency I noticed between my literature and the interviews I conducted, where the participants in my interviews believe children with autism, and even in some cases other exceptionalities are being failed within our school system and even in our childcare system, because one interviewee told me that even working in childcare 10 plus years, they had not seen people come, like a team of anybody, specialists, OTs, speech and language, ResMed, or anyone coming into their child care center to support a child with exceptionalities. So my research topic showed that ECs do not feel qualified to work with children with autism, which is a very scary thought, because although you may not be comfortable working with children with autism, you should feel qualified, because we are early childhood educators, and I believe this needs to be addressed. So our lack of support and resources, so that would be, again, our occupational therapists, social workers, ResMeds, speech and language, all coming in to help support our children. So some support and conflict with my lit review theme. So some support where all participants were ECs. They all agreed that children with autism were being failed in both childcare and the school system, and they agreed that there's not enough resources or supports for children with autism. And some conflicts where the participants did not have experience working with children with autism, so that was tough because I didn't really get the data that I needed or the information, because the participants did not have the experience, so they were unable to answer the questions. And not all participants were familiar with school settings, so some private schools, some private childcare, some early learning centers, so not with the school systems. So participants did not feel comfortable working with children with autism, which is a whole different story than not being qualified, because you can be qualified and still not feel comfortable. But we should definitely address that subject. That is something I would definitely like to explore further. So we did a quantitative method and findings, which we used a SurveyMonkey, and I created a questionnaire consisting of 10 questions. Some of them were true and false, multiple choice, and of course I did have one or two where I wanted them to write the answer, and most of them skipped that, so that was a little disheartening. So I had 15 participants complete the survey. I had all participants were part of the HBECL program at Sheridan, and most of them worked in the field at either schools or childcare centers. So one question that stood out to me was, are you trained to handle unexpected crisis situations that may occur when working with children with autism? So 5 participants chose to skip the question. 4 are trained in CPI, which is the Crisis Intervention Program, and 6 participants are not trained at all. So I chose to showcase this question, as I am a strong believer that every educator should be trained to handle situations that escalate and become unsafe for both children and educators. I actually work in a contained classroom, which has some very high functioning children and some low functioning children, and they're of all exceptionalities, but things can go sideways very quickly. And if you don't have the tools you need to de-escalate that situation, it can become very dangerous. So I do believe that we all, as educators, should have some sort of training in order to be able to handle these types of situations. It's very concerning that people don't know what to do. So another question was, do you work with children with autism? So 2 of my participants skipped the question. 4 work with children, 8 work in mainstream classrooms, and 1 works in a different environment. So I chose to showcase this particular question because it shows how many participants actually have the experience working with children with autism, and therefore helping me with the data that was accurate. So the ones that don't work with children with autism or any type of exceptionality, answering the question didn't really do any service to me, because they weren't giving me the data I needed to fully answer my question truthfully and adequately. So my qualitative and quantitative results, comparing them both. So my qualitative results supported the fact that educators do not feel comfortable with equipped to work with children with autism. And then, of course, one conflict was that the qualitative results in such a way that the qualitative results showed more educators with children with autism than the participants in the quantitative method. Sorry, I totally read that wrong. The quantitative results conflict in the qualitative results in such a way that the qualitative results shows more educators work with children with autism than the participants in the quantitative method. So that was a conflict because it didn't give me the results that I needed, because if you don't work with children with autism or other exceptionalities, then you really don't have an idea of whether they're being failed or not within our system. And my reflections. So what didn't go right was it did not give me the answers related to my topic because of the lack of experience in the participants, especially my participants that I interviewed by phone, because they did not work in the school system. I learned from the process that one of my favorite things to do is transcribe and decode themes from data that I collect. I had no idea I was going to love it as much as I did, and I can't wait to do it again. What would I do differently next time? Interview more participants, more direct questions to get the information I'm looking for instead of a broad topic. I needed more insightful, down to the point information. And of course, I would have used homogeneous sampling. I hope I said that right. And linking it back to the course, of course, creating and analyzing a survey was interesting. Transcribing the material, part of my favorite. Collecting the data and conduct research interviews. So I can't wait to actually dive deeper into my topic, as it's very dear to my heart because I'm in the system and I see it every day. And I just think about if that was my child, and I know most parents don't even actually know what their child is doing all day in school, which is sad. However, I feel like I rushed this because I can see the timer down here on the recording, and I know it's going to cut out. And I'm a big talker and get off topic easily. But I hope you enjoyed my presentation. And of course, if you have any questions, please feel free to send me an email, and I will do my best to answer them for you. Have a great night.